At the beginning of the 20th century, there were great advances in science and technology, and the police were quick to utilise these new advances to improve policing in England. By 1900, England was divided into over 200 sectors known as divisions, each with its own headquarters, detectives, and hundreds of constables. However, these divisions still did not share information, and it would not be until 1980 that the first national police database was launched. At the turn of the century, constables patrolled areas on foot, carrying a whistle to raise the alarm and a truncheon for self-defense. This was known as walking the beat and is less common in modern policing. By the 1920s, the first female recruits had joined the police force, but were first employed as secretaries or to work with female victims or children. However, Edith Smith, the first female police officer with powers of arrest, was already walking the beat in Grantham in 1915. Throughout the 20th century, criminals became ever more sophisticated, and in response, the police established new specialist departments to tackle the growing threat to society. This period also saw a greater emphasis on crime prevention rather than reacting to crimes as they occurred. Some of the most significant breakthroughs in policing occurred during this period. The first conviction using fingerprints came in 1902, while the introduction of police cars fitted with two-way radios came in the 1930s. Advances in policing largely split into two main functions, that of preventing crime and solving crime, with science and new technologies at the forefront. The creation of specialist departments and roles within the police was often a reaction to new types of crime becoming more widespread. For example, the growth of cybercrimes such as online credit card fraud led to the establishment of the National High-Tech Crime Unit in 2001. In 1946, the first fraud squad was established in London due to the growth of criminality within businesses and the stock market, such as altering financial records or tax evasion. The fraud squad was made up from officers with experience or specialist knowledge of the industry and is still operational today as the Specialist Organised and Economic Crime Command. Following the growth of more liberal views in the 1960s, drug use had become a widespread problem by the 1970s. In response, the government passed the Misuse of Drugs Act in 1971, which made the use and possession of drugs such as cannabis, cocaine, and heroin a crime. In 2013, the National Crime Agency was established and assigned to tackle drug-related crimes such as production and distribution. One of the main focuses of the agency is to prevent drugs from being imported into the country by gathering intelligence and conducting raids. Today, all police divisions in England have their own specialised drug units to tackle the problem of narcotic-related crimes. In 1938, the first police dogs were used in South London and were specially trained to follow scent trails and chase criminals, allowing police time to catch up and arrest them. By 1946, the Metropolitan Police had its own dog unit, followed nationally by all divisions in the 1950s. Today, police dog units serve a variety of functions, such as sniffer dogs to locate hidden drugs or explosives, and tracking and attacking criminals. Furthermore, some police dogs are trained to sniff out bodies in missing persons or murder cases and are known as cadaver dogs. Another widely known special unit is Special Branch, which was first established in 1883. Assigned specifically to track known terrorists and threats to national security, Special Branch work with MI5 to conduct surveillance and investigations to prevent acts of terrorism. The focus of policing in the 21st century has shifted from reacting to crimes that have already happened to preventing crimes from occurring. This is achieved through education in schools regarding risk, giving security advice to prevent burglary, and the neighbourhood watch. The neighbourhood watch scheme is an idea that originates from Chicago in the United States. It was first launched in England in 1982 and aimed to engage local communities to be vigilant of crimes within residential areas and serves to promote the role and responsibility of individuals, thereby reducing the role of the state in the prevention of crime. In the 1980s, crime rates were steadily rising, leading to widespread fear among the public. Conservative Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher encouraged a policy of active citizenship to reduce the fear of crime through community vigilance and collaboration with local police forces. The Neighbourhood Watch is a voluntary system that quickly grew upon its inception, with estimated volunteers of up to 29,000 people in its first decade. By the year 2000, analysts estimated that there were up to 4.5 million households involved in the scheme, a number which has since declined. Another method of preventing crime is to conduct risk assessments to evaluate particular areas that may be more likely to have high crime rates and providing the predicted resources that may be required in advance. The introduction of Police Community Support Officers, or PCSOs, in 2002 is another example of how the police work to prevent crime from happening. PCSOs are a visible presence on the streets and work to prevent antisocial behaviours such as public drinking or verbal abuse that could lead to more serious crime and serve as a clear deterrent to criminal activity. Throughout the 20th and 21st century, the evolution of the police has seen the introduction of ever more sophisticated techniques and technologies to keep the people of Britain safe.